All right, hey guys. Sorry about that first little part there. I was putting my camera in a different spot. I didn't like where it was. Okay, been a long time since I've done a live. I'm just a high school graduate, humble high school graduate that didn't really like computers. I'm trying to figure OBS out. So, but I wanted to do a live and address some things that I saw on the internet over the last couple weeks or so. And one of them was Rand Paul in a Senate. I, they were questioning uh, somebody in the Biden administration, but I just want to talk about what he said. Okay, he said that the Biden and the Trump administration used tariffs in the wrong way, and blah 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 blah. First of all, I don't understand these Republicans. They still don't understand Trump policy. Uh, it amazes me that they still don't get it. Rand Paul, please listen. Okay, Trump. First of all, Trump did not use the tariffs in the same way that Biden did. He did not. In fact, he didn't use them in the same way that any administration ever did. Stop. Okay, sorry about that, guys. My dogs were acting crazy because their mama just come home. But anyways, what I was saying was is I don't understand what Rand Paul and these guys don't get. Trump did not use the tariffs in the same way in any way this, like any other administration. He used them as an incentive to for Americans to buy American. He would use them to level the playing field if a country was not acting in the right ways. And he would level the playing field on goods that weren't as good as American goods. I don't understand what's so hard to understand about that. Like, if he put tariffs on China, he put enough of a tariff to where it made the Chinese stuff not even worth buying. That's the whole point. That's the way he uses them. The Biden administration puts a little 10% on there, 20%, and then he leaves openings. Our government leaves openings for these countries to make their 20% up in another way via our economy. So I don't. I'm just a regular old, like I said, a high school graduate from Georgia. Like, we don't have, even whenever I was in school, we didn't have the best schools in the country. We have some really good schools, but we didn't have the best schools. So I don't understand why that's so hard for them to understand. They're supposed to be like big time college graduates and stuff. That's the problem. Maybe we need some regular people in our government because these people are they're too stupid to do their job. They're too overly smart to do their job. Their job is not that hard. This is being over thought about. Also, look, man, I'll never. I know people may get tired of hearing this, but I just want people to think about something, okay? And I've said this before on Twitter and stuff, and but I wanted to say it on camera because on Twitter, after I write for a while, people may get tired of reading it or whatever. But I just want everybody to put something in perspective. In 2020, and because it sets it up for this year, we're fixing to have another election, and these Democrats are going to cheat like they've never cheated before. I want people to understand something. We have, I don't know what it, I don't remember how many it is exactly, but we have so many kids that are not eligible to vote in this country. Then we have so many felons that are not eligible to vote. This is where the 100% voting comes from. This is where it comes from. Where people say that states voted at 100% capacity. This is where it comes from. If there's 79 million children in this country, there's 330 million people. There's 79 million kids that can't vote, and then there's so many felons, and then there's so many incapacitated that hasn't voted in. Now technically they're eligible to vote, but if they register online and somebody else is doing it, I don't care who you are, they're cheating. And if it was a Republican doing it that way, registering people that hadn't voted in the last 20 years because they've been on a ventilator, I mean, not a ventilator because you couldn't be on a ventilator that long, but if they've been on, you know, incapacitated mind wise or any other way for a long time, and they haven't voted in the last couple elections, and then just out of the blue they voted again, that's where this came from. And I want people to do a little math and put it in perspective, because when I explained this to a leftist, that he called me ignorant, he called me stupid, he said that everything in the book, and because I was spent, I don't know, days, literally days, arguing back and forth on Twitter with this guy about the election being stolen. And by the end of it, I think that he finally was like understanding what I was saying. And I think that I probably got to him some, but he would never admit it. But when you do the math on your own, you're like, oh my God. Some of these states had to be over 100% in compliance voting. That's bullshit. There's no way. There's no way that happened. So I just wanted to put that in perspective, and I wanted to address Rand Paul's ignorance on tariffs. Can't believe that just a regular old framer slash welder had to explain that to a doctor. Rand Paul's a doctor. It makes no sense. So, and he was talking, he was asking a Biden administration officials about these questions, and I don't know why he thought, why do Republicans think they need to bring Trump into it to make maybe it's to disarm the person they're questioning a little bit, but that's not worth it. They shouldn't do that. And also, I want to say this again before I get off here. Republicans, stop it with the democracy shit. We are not a democracy. We are a republic. This is simple psychology, like the simplest psychology that you can possibly think of. Why would you call our country a democracy when the root of democracy is dim? Whenever we live in a republic, and the root of republic is, I mean, come on, man. This is simple psychology that you don't have to feel bad about for playing this game because we're a Republican. I don't understand. We need some regular people in our government. These people are not good for the country. They're good for the country in certain ways, but government's not one of them. They don't need to be in our government. If you can't understand why Trump that Trump uses tariffs in a completely different way than any other administration ever, then I don't know what. Maybe he's just avoiding the Trump train. Maybe he's trying not to be on it, but that don't make no sense. Anyway, y'all have a good one. Sorry about the interruptions. I'm gonna put a note on the door or something. But y'all have a good one, and think about that. Do some math on the election, because they're going to try to. If Trump gets 95, 100 million votes, there's no way there are not enough eligible voters for Democrats to win. And we can't let them do mental gymnastics all the way to the White House. That's just crazy. That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. So do some math. Address me. I don't care. Bring it. I don't care. I'm just a regular person, but I can do math. I can do the easy adding up the country, how many people they are, how many children there are, how many felons there are. It's all public information. These people, I don't know why people so easily fell for it. I don't know why there's people out there that actually still act like we're crazy. But yeah, y'all have a good one.